Is Disney's Lightning Lane at Epcot for seniors? Hi, it's Dan from Nancy and Dan Travel to Disney, and this is a great question for many reasons. Today, we are basing our review if Disney's Lightning Lane at Epcot is good for seniors based on Nancy and my own personal experience. We are both seniors, and we are providing this perspective of seniors for other Disney-loving seniors. During our day at Epcot, we used both the single pass and the multi-pass options of Disney's Lightning Lane offering during a busy time of the year, Thanksgiving weekend 2024. And please do like this video and subscribe to our Disney Travel channel for older adults and seniors if you are enjoying and learning something from our experience. Let's start then with the cost. When you purchase Lightning Lane, you will receive an email confirmation from Disney which looks something like this. The confirmation number of your order, blacked out here of course. For Epcot, as you can see, Nancy purchased the Lightning Lane multipass for the two of us on November 26, 2024, and it cost $21 plus tax for each of us. Nancy also purchased for each of us the single pass option, as you can see here, for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at a cost of $18 each plus tax. This is one of Nancy's favorite ride type attractions at Walt Disney World since it came out. With the purchase made, these were then the 3 multi-pass and the 1 single pass reservations Nancy could make for us for our day at Epcot. So let's begin to see how we made out. First then would be Living with the Land attraction in the Land Pavilion, right? Not quite. You see, earlier that morning, Nancy and I hosted the very first group meetup with members of the new and the original Disney for Seniors online community, both the Facebook group with over 70,000 members now and the new Disney for Seniors website. It included a ride for the group on that same Living with the Land attraction at around 11:30 that morning. Yet, a few minutes later at 11:53, as you can see here, the attraction was closed. Did the group of Disney for Seniors break the ride? I doubt it, yet fact is stranger than fiction. So, we rescheduled the reservation for later that evening, as you will see. Our first true attraction then was indeed the single pass reservation for Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
Your world and ours were born of the same moment, one which you refer to as the Big Bang.
Nancy and I were right there at 12:30 p.m., so that is when we will start the clock to see what we were able to accomplish at Epcot using these 2 Lightning Lane offerings. At that time, the virtual queue wait time was 55 minutes, so the single pass saved us that amount of time. Yes, Nancy and I, and, well, the Guardians, did save the galaxy. This time. Next up, Spaceship Earth with our first usable Lightning Lane multipass reservation. It was great that Nancy planned ahead of time Spaceship Earth to be the next Lightning Lane attraction, as it is so close, as you know, to the Guardians of the Galaxy attraction. For Spaceship Earth at that time, the standby line was 20 minutes.
The future, or should I say, your future. Here in your future, getting away on vacation is a breeze. Your smart suitcase knows where you're going and what you need. And with solar power...
Once we were finished Spaceship Earth, a few things occurred. First, we made our next Lightning Lane multipass reservation, that being for Soarin later in the evening. Second, we started to walk around the World Celebration areas you see here because we were not in a hurry. Our next multipass reservation was about 30 to 35 minutes in the future, so we had time. We could relax. We didn't need to hurry all the way across the rest of World Celebration and World Showcase Epcot areas. It was quite enjoyable. We strolled to the Mexico area, purchased a frozen margarita and a snack at the stand across from La Cantina de San Angelo restaurant. We took in a couple of the stalls along the way and looked at their merchandise. We strolled by the American Adventure and, right on cue, about 35 minutes later, we arrived in the France area of World Showcase. What was the second Lightning Lane multipass attraction for us? Of course, it was for Remy's Ratatouille adventure. When Nancy and I arrived, the wait time for the standby line was a whopping 70 minutes. Yikes.
Voilà, venez, suivez-moi, je vous prie. Des invités pour le dîner.
Yes, but what to prepare? Hein? Pour le repas idéal. Coq au vin? Non. A simple omelet? Too simple.
Voilà.
Mais oui, that's it!
Once we finished our time with Remy, Emile, Alfredo, and the characters, we then made our way back across World Showcase for our late lunch or early dinner reservation, depending on one's perspective, at the Nine Dragons restaurant in the China area. We had, of course, reservations for attractions already made for the evening. Knowing this, we could relax at the Nine Dragons restaurant. We did not need to be in a hurry at all. We did not need to worry about how long the standby lines would be once we left the restaurant. It was a very good table service meal with adult beverages, as you see, spring roll appetizers that Nancy and I shared, and then our own delicious entrees with rice, as you see here. Like I've got a...
I love the dish. So cool.
During our meal, we checked on things at EPCOT in the tip board. Look at what we found. The Remy's Ratatouille adventure attraction was now temporarily closed. That brings up another aspect of Lightning Lane reservations. Make the reservations for the attractions you want to experience the most first. This is because if they go down early in the day, you always will have an opportunity to still experience them later in the day, assuming the attraction comes back online, of course. We then passed by for a sip or two in Club Cool on our way to the next attraction. What was that next attraction? It was Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout for a second time, only this time we did not use a Lightning Lane. We could not, because we'd already seen this attraction with the single pass. The second experience at Guardians was using the virtual queue. There was no cost for this, of course, as you know. Yet, the virtual queue is not a shortcut. You do not save any time with a virtual queue.
Welcome, EPCOT Terrans. I am Centurion Tal Merrick, and we're just about ready to teleport you up to the ship for the demonstration.
What a difference compared to when we had to only wait a few minutes when we used the single pass experience here earlier in the afternoon. For our next attraction, Nancy and I strolled across the World Celebration area, not needing to rush at all. Our next attraction was on the opposite side of World Celebration from Guardians, which we just finished. Soarin' Around the World was our third use of the Lightning Lane multipass this afternoon. The standby line had a wait time of 40 minutes, which is not unusual for Soarin'.
My name is Patrick, and I'll be your chief flight attendant today. We'll begin boarding in a few minutes, but first I'd like to acquaint you with some important safety information.
The next and our final attraction at EPCOT that afternoon was Living with the Land. Remember, we'd already experienced it with the Disney for Seniors meetup group earlier in the morning. We wanted to experience it at night with all of the Christmas holiday lights in place. It is spectacular at night during the international festivals of the holiday at EPCOT. Living of the Land had a wait time of 20 minutes when we used our fourth and final multi-pass. When we departed the land building, it was now fully dark outside, as you can see. Okay, what were the results then of our experience that Nancy and I, two seniors, had using Disney's Lightning Lane single pass and multi-pass offerings at EPCOT on Thanksgiving weekend? We used the Lightning Lane offerings over a 6.5 hour period from 12:30 to 7 p.m. in the evening. During that 6 hours and 30 minutes, what did we accomplish? Here are all the different attractions, breaks, and meals we experienced. It started with Guardians of the Galaxy Lightning Lane Single Pass. It ended with a redo of Living with the Land attraction, our fourth multipass reservation. The total time with the 4 multipass reservations that we saved came to 150 minutes, or 2.5 hours. The single pass reservation for our first Guardians of the Galaxy mission breakout experience saved us 55 minutes. Here once again is what it cost each of us for these 2 Lightning Lane products. Over 6.5 hours, we experienced 6 total attractions, 1 early afternoon beverage and a casual stroll break, as well as 1 very relaxing and delicious sit-down dinner at the Nine Dragons restaurant. Remember, using Lightning Lane Single Pass, and especially Multipass, does require upfront planning on your part, and keeping flexible during the day as your plans change also helps, as it does during any day at Walt Disney World or any of the 6 Disney resorts around the world. Now it is your turn. Was it worth it? Was the cost worth paying for our afternoon and evening at EPCOT? Let us know what you think in the comments. As promised, here then is the link to the Part 2 video of our review from a senior's perspective on Disney's Lightning Lane, Single Pass, and Multipass offerings. This time, we used it at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Or this, other Disney-related travel video for older adults and seniors, and we're seniors just like you. Thanks very much for watching and liking this video. We'll see you next time.